Hey guys, and welcome to episode 38 of Surg's single-player survival series, Season 1. I'm just, again, cleaning out that sludge boiler. It seems to be a common occurrence. And cleaning out my inventory a little bit, because I just have so much stuff. And let's go ahead and hop back into the Deep Dark, and go ahead and get this bedrock breaker set up. And what I want to do is I want to go over to that bedrock that we're having problems with. And that's right over here. So let's go ahead and throw down a couple of torches and take care of a spider. Now, obviously the torches will go away once I start mining. But at least for right now, it works just fine. And I want to go ahead and start with the top here. You know what, let's just start right here. No, that's the wrong machine. Okay, no, I need the bedrock breaker. So let's go ahead and place it right here, and you can see it's facing the wrong way. This is the cutting edge. So we want to go ahead and turn it around. And that's why we needed the screwdrivers, because you need the screwdriver to be able to turn stuff. And this will actually work for 4 bedrock in front of it. So I wonder... Oh, that's bedrock right there too. Go away, zombie. Okay, let's see if we can find the bottom of this. Oh, okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and just put it down here then. And we'll get it facing up. That's going to create a problem. Okay. No, for right now, I think what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and break that. And just for this moment, we'll go ahead and turn it around and we'll get it to work on the bottom piece. And just to get it started, what we need is our magnetostatic engine. We're going to plop that down and rotate it so that it's facing into the bedrock breaker. And I believe it needs to come in from this side. I don't think there's anything... Does it say anything about it? Power input back. Okay. And so what we need is we need to look at this. We need minimum power. So the torque is 8192, and we need a minimum power of 524 watts. So let's go ahead and get this set up. So we need... Oh, I can't change it? Oh no, I used to be able to change the torque. That's gonna suck. So I can't use the magnetostatic engine. Well, you know what? I have a fix for this. Let's take this. Let's go back to our base. I have an idea. So here at our base, what I can do though, is I can go ahead and tap into this power line right here. And what I want is I want a little bit of redstone energy conduit. So let's grab, it should be in here. Or somewhere else. Here we go. Redstone energy conduit. And I want to just make like a charging station. Oh, well I guess that works. You know what, if I'm going to do this, then I'm just going to leave it. So let's put this here, and that means it'll output the power right here. And we can go ahead and just cover this up right on top. So we kind of have a charging station right here. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and bump it all the way up. And I'm going to tell it redstone controlled high. So I have to apply a redstone signal to get this to work. And that's just because I don't want it burning up my power all the time. And I'll put a lever here. So, maybe not a lever there. Let's see if we have any redstone alloy, or red alloy. Yeah, perfect. Because I want to get power to that, but without applying a redstone signal to anything else. So let's see, if I just put it here and put my lever up here. Okay, that's perfect. So that runs, and it shouldn't affect anything else. So what I need is one other item from Rotarycraft. And that is going to be right here. The industrial coil. Oh, looks like there's different coils now. Bedrock tension coil. Well, I'm going to need a brake disc, a tension coil, shaft unit, a mount. Most of that is with the HSLA steel. So let's just look, see if I can find it here. It's a pretty unique look to it. I mean, it kind of does look like the... it kind of does look like the... What is it? I just seen it. This one here. The woodcutter. But other than that... I'm probably just skipping over it. I'm sure you guys see it. So here's my different motors. Well, it's got to be here somewhere. Okay, well, let's just do it this way. So, a mount, which I believe I should just be able to create here. Yeah. So I know I'm going to need a mount. I know I'm going to need a brake disc, which is shaft bearing. I don't like that interacting. Let's do this. Let's just move this over one. Oops. Because I don't like that the tooltips are coming up. And it's not like thermal expansion stuff where I can just hide it. There we go. So, a brake disc. So I'm going to need a couple of shafts. Some HSLA gears. Okay. I might even need some more HSLA steel. I have a couple of shafts. I'm going to need a couple of ball bearings. Oh no. 2. Okay. So that gets me 1 shaft bearing. And let me just make sure that I don't need a shaft bearing. I swear it's got to be around here somewhere. Let me find it. Okay. So I found it. Looks like I wasn't going far enough. So the infinite, so we want this one here. 720 MJ, 240 TJ. So we might have to charge it up a couple times. So I do need a brake disc and a tension coil. So wound spring. I'm gonna need a couple of those. Wow, this recipe is expensive. It didn't used to be anywhere near this bad. And then a shaft unit. So I'm definitely going to need more HSLA steel. Which, you know what, I kind of like that it's not as easy to craft. So let's get at least that started. Let's get some more iron, and we'll just go ahead and grab a good bit of it here. So almost 2 stacks. And we'll get that started. Perfect. So we have the tension coil, we have the mount. I'm also going to need the brake disc, which I have the shaft bearing. I need 2 gears, 2 shafts. So I'm going to need another set of shafts here. And just like this, gets me the 2x gear unit. So I have that, I have the shaft bearing, I have 1 gear, and I have 2 shafts. So there we go, brake disc. And I just need 1 more shaft unit here. So let's see. So brake disc, tension coil, shaft unit, mount. Gets us our coil. Now the reason that I needed to move this lever is because when I put this coil down, and I think, yeah, that's perfect. Green is input. When I put this down, then what will happen is it will start outputting power if I give it a redstone signal. Well, if I put the lever here, then it's going to output the power and it's not going to input. These cannot accept power to store. They're like batteries, but they can only discharge or charge up one at a time. It can't do both at the same time. It's not like an energy cell. So what we can do is we can start charging it up here. Now I can't really see how much power is in it until I get a new tool. We have our screwdriver, which lets me turn things. But I also need an angular transducer. So that way I can, read things like different power outputs and things like that. So I'm going to need an ender pearl, a stick, and some planks. So while that's charging up, let's go ahead and do that. Let's get an ender pearl, and I have plenty. I should have... I wonder what happened to those extra sticks. Oh, there they are. So I think what I want is I want the sticks to go in here. So I just need 1. Let's go ahead and sleep real quick. Okay, so I'm going to want a little bit of wood. And I don't see... Oh, there it is. Let's get 5. So, ender pearl, stick, and then just wait for the 5 wood to show up. There it is. Angular transducer. So now if we go downstairs, I should be able to just go ahead and see we have 335 MJ stored up. So, and if we remember, this should only be able to store not a lot. It's like, what, 720? I better read up on this. Now, because of the way that this thing is made, if we look here, we can see Maximum energy. No, that's wrong. This one. 270 MJ. So I really don't want this to get over 200 or 720. So I'm going to wait and keep an eye on this and stop it when it hits the right point. So there we go. We're at 717. I don't want it to get above 720. We can see there it's storing up, because when it gets above 720, it can explode. So that's definitely not something we want to have happen. Let me just go ahead and clean up some of this stuff here. You know what? I wonder if we have... We don't have a Rotarycraft. Let's go ahead and designate this one mod-based item sync, and we'll go ahead and add Rotarycraft. So that way we can throw in like our steel and our extra pieces that we have. And I don't need those. And okay, everything else really could just kind of go in here. Now I'm probably going to need the screwdriver, the angular transducer. I'm going to need at least one lever. Okay, that works pretty well. So let's go back to the deep dark. And we'll go down to where we're trying to get that bedrock cleared out. So here we already have our bedrock breaker. And what I want to do is now I want to go ahead and put my industrial coil down. And I want it to output into the bedrock breaker. And I need to set this up. So the speed I need is 64. And the torque was... let me just pull out my book here. The torque for the bedrock breaker is 8192. So let's go ahead and set that up. 8192. Oh no. I'm gonna need a lot of these. Wow, this is just getting so complicated. Okay, so let's see. We could use a CVT unit to go ahead and change the ratio of power, but it looks like I need some bedrock shaft units. So basically, I need this to be 8 times more powerful. So let's see if we can find like an 8-to-1 gearbox. A steel. So we need 8-to-1 gears. You know, I could use diamond. I can't use bedrock because I don't have any bedrock yet. So let's use diamond to get this. Wow, that's going to use a... Well, that's not too many diamonds. So, okay, back to the base we go. So again, there's a couple things that I'm going to need. One, I'm going to need some canola seeds. And I think... There's nothing out here. Okay. I think we're pretty good on cotton and string and stuff right now. So I'm going to get rid of these, at least some of the cotton right now, and let's go ahead and plant some canola. And so it's going to take me just a sec to clean all of this up. But we really need quite a bit. And I wonder if bone meal works. I should have some. So let's... There we go. We got all this cleaned up. Now it's starting to grow, which is good. Let's go ahead and throw these in here. And I know I have bones in here. So let's grab... we're just go ahead and grind up 1 to start, just to see if it works. So I throw 1 in the pulverizer, and the reason that I want to pulverize them is because you get twice as much. And while I'm not hurting for bones, I don't want to waste any either. Ah, they do. It does work. Awesome. And you can see here we're getting now a good amount of canola seeds. So let's go ahead and replant these. This should be plenty to go ahead and replant, because we're going to want a decent amount of them. And since I have 1 bone meal, we'll just go ahead and do that. So while that's growing, and I do have some more bones, so I'm going to just throw those in here and just have them start to grind down. So while that's working, we're going to need another machine. Wow, Rotarycraft is really getting complicated for me to get into it here, and I really only needed it for the bedrock breaker. So I'm going to need some lubricant. And to make lubricant, I need to grind down canola seeds. Well, there's a special thing, a special machine used to grind stuff down. And if I can find it here, right here, the grinder. So I'm going to need some saws, a gear. Okay, so just a lot more HSLA steel. And I wonder, I only have 7. I should have a whole bunch downstairs. Yeah, a whole lot. So let's look at the grinder, which should be somewhere in here. You know what? Let's look it up this way. Grinder. So I'm going to need some steel gears. I know how to make those. Okay, so I'm going to need a couple sets of those gears. And you know what? I might as well make 2 sets. And I'm going to need... No, not like that. It's in the corners. So 2 saw blades. I have some gears, and I'm going to need some base panels. So we should be able to put everything in here and get a grinder. Now, the grinder does require a little bit of power, not a lot. So it looks like 4 kilowatts. How much is this putting out when I turn it on? That should work. So let's go ahead and put our grinder down. And looks like power, speed, and torque are all good. And we can throw these canola seeds right in here. Now, I am going to want some buckets. And so I'll just throw a bucket in here. And once it gets to 1 bucket of lubricant, it'll go ahead and put it in there. So I wonder if I can, I wonder if I have a tank, a portable tank. It would probably be in here if I did. I do. Holds 8 buckets. So let's grab that, and we'll grab a fluid duct. And let's see if I can pump this stuff out. And let's sleep through the night. So let's go ahead and try to pump this into a tank. We'll go ahead and tell this to output, and I need a lever. Yeah, perfect. So I can just pump it straight into there, and I don't need the buckets. So now we just need a whole bunch more canola seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and take my bone meal and get a whole bunch of canola seeds and get some lubricant, and I'll be back once that's done. So you can see here, I have a whole bunch of canola seeds now, and it's just going away, going to town, grinding them up. And we have a little over 3 buckets. So what will happen is this will fill up, then the pipes here will fill up, and then, you know, this little tank will fill up. But in the meantime, I do need to go and use some of these diamonds, because I do want to make this diamond 8-to-1 gearbox. So I'm going to need a 2x gear unit and a 4x gear unit, which is 2 2x gear units. Wow. So I'm going to need a lot of these gears. And you know what? I'll just make... no, let's make one set. We'll make one set first. So a 2x gear unit, I'm going to need one of these. I'm also going to need another shaft. And I'm going to need 2 more 2x gear units. And I'm going to need another set of shafts. It's a good thing I only made one set of gears. And I'm going to need to take these 2 and make a 4x gear unit. And one more set of shafts. You know, maybe you should get like 5 shafts from diamonds. 2x and a 4x, and that gets me an 8x gear unit. And then I'm just going to need a mount. Which means I need a base plate and some steel. Is it like this? Am I missing something? Oh, it needs to be in the work table. Some of the components you can make in the regular workbench, but you need this work table to actually make the machines. So there we go. 8-to-1 gearbox, and if we set this down, we can see that there's an interface here, and I can change it between torque and speed, but you know, torque is what I want it at anyway. And I believe to change it to speed, I just apply a redstone signal. Let's see. No? It might be done with the screwdriver. Let's try that. Let's take the screwdriver and change it. There we go. And so now it's speed. But we don't need speed. We do need torque. So I'm just going to leave it just like this. And you can see here that there's a spot for lubricant. And it doesn't hold a lot. So you want to make sure that you have a way to get lubricant into it as it uses it up. So unfortunately, guys, I do think we are at that wrapping up point for this episode. So between this episode and next, I'm going to make sure to get a good amount of lubricant here. And that way I have it in a portable tank, and I should be able to just put down the portable tank right on top of here and have it drain into my gearbox. Next episode, once I have a whole bunch of the lubricant here, we'll go ahead and go back down to the deep dark and hope that this is the last thing that we have to make. I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys later.